G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, this week I've got a very good friend of mine from the mainland, Danny, and his partner Bernie, and they're down here. They came down to see his father and thought they'd stop in and come and visit me as well, so that's fantastic. Wonderful to see them. They came over for dinner last night, and today I'm going to take them up the block and show them around a little bit. Now, how much I'm going to get to show them, I'm unsure of. I don't think I'm going to get to show them much, because check out this weather system that's coming in. The whole west coast is just getting hammered by rain, and we are right on the edge of it. Now, as you can see behind me, it is starting to look really stormy. So the plan was I was going to take them up there, cook lunch, show them around a bit. It may just be a quick little drive in and out. Depending on how heavy the rain is, we may not even get to drive in, because she gets pretty boggy up there. We still don't have the gravel on the road, so we'll just have to wait and see. So it may be we go and find somewhere to have a counter lunch or something, but who knows. Anyway, I'm just heading over to Ulverston now to pick them up. They're staying over that way, and then we're going to head up the block and we'll just see what the weather's like. So your guess is as good as mine as to what this episode's going to entail. We'll see. Anyway, best I get on the road and get over there and pick them up. Alright, well here we are at the Ulverston Caravan Park. The rain hasn't started yet.
There won't be any rain.
Let me introduce you to my good mate Danny.
Hey.
And his better half over the back. Say hello, Danny.
She'll run away from that.
Yeah, like my wife. Doesn't like being on the camera much, so.
No.
Yep, so yeah, we're going to head up the block and we'll see what we can see up there.
We will.
Cool, let's go. We're up on the block. Sun's out at the moment. She's a bit wet getting in. It's going to be tricky getting out too, but we do have a break in the rain, so at least that's pleasant. So we're just going to have a quick look around. Well, showing Danny a good time for sure. We couldn't get out. We got stuck. We're stuck in like that much mud. It's just so slick and greasy. So I brought the tractor up so that I could winch off, and we're just going to winch our way up until we can get out of the boggy area. But yeah, it's only a little bit, and thankfully it's not pouring rain. The sun's out. It's just a very light shower at the moment, so time to get this going. All right, we made it a bit further. You can see the car there behind me, and there's the tractor down there. So that's how far we made it, but it's still very slippery. See, the cows have been in this paddock, and oh, the cows make such a mess of the grass. It's crazy. And I mean, look, you can see how much mess they make, and it just makes it really hard to get traction. So, but as soon as I can just get up, I've probably only got to go like another 10 meters from where that car is, and we'll be onto better ground. But hey, that's what happens, you know. And winter time, I'll be so glad once the gravel's in and we don't have to come in and out through paddocks anymore. Well, that grass was so slick. It took us another 2 or 3 goes moving the tractor up, winching the car up, moving the tractor up, winching the car up. It got to the point where we weren't even sinking in, and I'll show you some of the tracks. It's just that there was so much mud in the tracks of the in the tread of the tire. It was like a slick, and on the wet grass it just I just could not get any traction at all. So and you know, a bit of a slope like that, no traction, not going anywhere. So yeah, it got to the point it wasn't even boggy. But this is where we've come through. So cars over there. We managed to drive all this ourselves around over to where the tractor is, so we just drove all that ourselves. But yeah, we've had to winch up from that tractor. We had to kind of winch up every 20 meters or whatever it was, all the way up this slope, all the way across from down the bottom there. It's been a challenge, but hey, it's been fun. As I said to Danny, people pay a lot of money to go out forward driving and have to winch out of bog holes. So, and that's why I don't get up here too much when it's wet, because it's just too boggy. But you know, it's now the end of August, so we've really only got another month or so, and we're going to start getting that drier weather, and then we'll be able to get the gravel down, and then we'll just come in and out of our road. There'll be no problem at all. A two-wheel drive car will get in and out of the road once the gravel's on it. So yeah, I'll show you these tracks in a second. So you can see right here, you see these tracks. This is where like the car just could not get traction. And you can see that we're not bogged in here. This is really, it's just that it's all slick. You know, there's no depth in that at all. A couple of mil. But yeah, we just couldn't get traction, that was all. So anyway, I gotta go and park the tractor all the way back down there now, and then I gotta walk all the way back up over to our car. So I'll be a little pooped after that, and then we're gonna go and find somewhere to have some lunch. Today we're going down to AGFEST, which is in a little town called Carrick, just under an hour and a half from Burnie, and heading down towards Launceston. We're getting close, but look at the traffic. And I don't even know how close we are to the showgrounds yet. So it could take us a little while longer to get there, but once we're there we'll show you around. It's a pretty gloomy day today, so hopefully it just stays cloudy and doesn't rain too much. We'll see how we go. We've got 3 lanes of traffic coming in, and it's right out over the back there, and still I don't know how much further it's going to go. So when we get to park, God knows how far we're going to have to walk. Well, we made it. It was half an hour in the traffic to get in, but if it rains, I think we're going to struggle to get out. Look at this. It is really boggy. Really boggy. Yeah, so if it rains and gets even slipperier, it's going to be fun and games. I think there's going to be a lot of people struggling to get out of here. So now we've got to head over to find where the gate is. They're obviously doing helicopter joyrides. They actually handled the traffic really well. There's 3 roads coming in and not once did anyone have to merge. They kept all 3 lanes separated, and moved them to all different points around, so the traffic is totally around where the AGFEST is. They did a really good job with the traffic. Even though it took us half an hour, it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, do you want to take down that way or keep down? Zigzag up and down?
Stealing it. Beep beep.
Yeah.
Big flathead. Cool, eh? Well, that was AGFEST 2022. So much to see. We've walked and walked and walked for about 4 hours or so. Got a couple of good purchases as well. So just small things that we needed. But yeah, really good. It was fantastic. It's huge. So yeah, I'd recommend it. And just now, the rain is starting to come down just as we're ready to leave. So perfect timing for that. Time to hit the road and get back home. Well, how good was AGFEST yesterday? That place, wow, there was just so much there. It was really, really good. Sore legs today from all that walking around, but yeah, we saw a heap. And like I said, the way they handled the traffic and everything and handled the crowds was perfect. I've never seen anything run so well. On the way home, Kay and I stopped in to our favourite little cafe at Elizabethtown Cafe, grabbed a nice hot coffee for the rest of the trip home. So yeah, a really good day. Anyway, today I thought I would give you a quick update on the ring that was lost up here at the trout hatchery. It was found, and it was found by someone without a metal detector, and you wouldn't believe it. So I just had to show you. So I'm going to show you and I'm going to explain. Okay, so as you probably remember, I probably started around about there, and I scanned a whole area right up and right back down, sort of to about there. And then I sort of came in through this way, and then I started to scan all down around there, and then I went up and down the river. So there is a little pocket just there that I did not scan, and that's exactly where the ring was found. So see where this little wire strainer is? Right there. That's where the ring was found. It was literally sitting right there on the mud. If I'd looked down, I would have seen it, but somehow I missed it. Yeah, so it was sitting right there on the mud, and apparently it was quite a big chunky ring. So yeah, so great news, it was found. Now it wasn't just me looking for it either. There was another fellow up here, Wally. He was looking for it as well. He's a friend of ours, and he couldn't find it either with his metal detector. And then yeah, someone just happened to walk to the exact right position, just looking down, different set of eyes, they found the ring. So yeah, great news for that fella that he got his wedding ring back. Really good. Well, spring has sprung. The weather's warming up and the flowers are all blooming, creating a carpet of colour along the coast. I took a drive along the coast here this morning to take it all in and do a little photography as well. Should be another 6 to 8 weeks, I reckon, and the block should be drying out enough to start getting some of the serious work done up there. Firstly, get that gravel down on the road. The bees are getting busy, so that also means I should be able to start restocking the beehives soon too. I might even be lucky enough to catch a few swarms, who knows. It also means I won't be needing to feed my one hive as much now, but it also means that those pesky European wasps will be emerging from hibernation soon too. But I'll be better prepared for them this time. Thanks, Matt. So with the weather warming, I'll get into a little more fishing too, so keep an eye out for that in coming episodes as well. As I said on the last episode, my welder packed it in and I was going to try and fix up one of these bandsaw blades. So I've got the welder all sorted out now, and I've actually got it all sorted out for TIG welding. I've never done TIG welding before, so I thought I'd give that a go. Now I have just had a little bit of a practice run. It actually seems pretty damn cool. I think this is going to be my favourite sort of welding. So, and that's just only after using it for a few minutes. Anyway, the first thing that we need to do is I need to clean this blade up, get rid of any rust and corrosion and tarnishing that's on there, so that it's really nice clean metal, ready for a nice clean weld. So obviously for that we want to make sure that we've got some gear on. Want to have ear protection, make sure that hands are protected. I'm not sure where my safety glasses have got to, so I guess I'll just have to don my safety squints. Here you go, safety squints. That should get them done. I'm joking, sis. I've got my safety glasses, don't panic. He's always riding me. Make sure you wear your safety gear. Alright, safety glasses, hearing protection, we're good. Alright, so I'm just going to use like a grinding disc and just give it a very light go over. That just cleans off any impurities that are there. Now I need to clean the other side as well, so what I need to do is flip this blade over and so I can clean the other side. Stand by. So I pretty much turned it inside out. You can do that with the blades when they're one complete circle as well. And I will do that when it comes time to clean the weld. But for right now, let's just get this back on. Okay. Now let's clean that side up. Okay. So now what I want to do is get that edge nice and straight. I'll use the straight bar. And then I'll just use these magnets to help hold it in place. Alright, that's nice and straight, nice and flat. Now I need to set the welder up ready to do a weld. Right, so this is the TIG welder, and it's almost like soldering. So you feed in the feed wire, the filler wire, as you create the arc with this. And it's also got gas, argon gas that runs through it as well. So I've set all that up down at the welder side. I just need to turn the gas on here. The gas forms a shield around the weld, and means that you get a more pure weld. I find that it's helps it as well. So anyway, let's have a look. Don't seem to be getting a connection through at the moment. Let me have a look at that. So I did have this clamped onto the piece of metal that this is sitting on, so it should all conduct through. But just in case that was the issue, I've got that on there now. So see how we go. Okay, take two. So this is only the second time I've been using this. I practiced a couple of hours ago. I just remember why it's not working. Unlike an arc, a stick welder where you would just touch it to make the arc, with this there's a button you got to press. I just remembered I got to press the button. Now she's working. Alright, I'll keep going. Now, I went a little bit too hot, I think. I probably left it there for a bit too long, and I've put a hole in that. I'll see if I can fix it up, as in like fill it. Otherwise, I might just need to cut it and rejoin it. Okay, I think the problem was that I had the amps up too high. I've just turned the amps down. You saw me duck down to do that. Now with the amps turned down, there's not as much power. It's not blowing holes through it. Right, well, made a bit of a mess of that. I heard it say once that you're either a welder or a grinder. I'm not a welder, I'm a grinder. So I'll be grinding this down now, get it smooth, and then I'm going to have another go at it. I was able to fill up a lot of those holes that I'd made early on in the piece, especially once I turned that amperage down. So lesson learned, thin metal, turn the amperage down. So yeah, I'm just going to grind this down, the weld down, and then I'll have a look and see where it needs a little bit of touch up, and we'll go from there. So firstly, where's my glasses? Yeah. Alright. On second thoughts, I might use the grinder I've got sitting over there behind me. Well, I've ground that down, touched it up with a bit more weld, ground it down again. Like I said, I'm more a grinder than a welder, but I'll get better as I practice. For a first effort, I think it's pretty damn good, as in it should do the job. So what I've had to do when grinding this down is turn the blade inside out a couple of times so that I can get both sides. It's quite easy to do, but that's when I was worried about whether the weld would hold when the blade's actually twisting, because what we do, I'll put my gloves back on so I don't want to get spiked. So, alright, so holding the blade, and as you can see the teeth are at the top. Now if I give this a twist and flip it all the way around and just watch for the spring. Alright, now when I lay this forward, the teeth are on the bottom. And that's needed sometimes to make sure that the teeth are facing the right way, but it also means that I can get to both sides of this. Now, I've ground those down, and looking at this, I'm going to come around here. Okay, so that looks like nice and flat. There's no raise. When I run my finger across it, it feels the same thickness, maybe a micromillimeter thicker, and if I put a bend in it like that, I'm not sure how well you can see that, and then if I put a bend where the weld is, I'm getting the exact same bend, so it's not too much sharper. And remember, the wheels are probably about that diameter, so this, I believe, should hold really well. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So what I need to do now though is I want to give these teeth a sharpen while it's off, and I haven't showed you guys that for well over a year. So what I'm going to do now is I'll set up the blade sharpener. You've seen me sharpen the chainsaw blade. Now I'll show you how I sharpen one of these huge big bandsaw blades with the machine I've got for that. And we'll get this sharpened up, then we can get up to the block and we can test it on the mill. Well, I've just searched this shed high and low, and my other shed as well. I can't find the jig and the blade sharpener, so the only thing I can think of is that I must have taken it up to the block and put it in the shed up there. Why, I don't know, because normally I bring all the blades back here to sharpen. Maybe when one of my cleanups I was like, I need more space, and I thought I'm just going to take it and stick it up there. So I'll have to go up to the block tomorrow and find it, and then I'll get it sharpened, and then we'll test the blade. But all of that you'll have to see in next week's video, because I'm going to wrap this one up here now, so that I can get it sorted out and get it out to you so that you've got it Friday afternoon as usual. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Next week's one should be an interesting one, because as I said, I'll show you how to sharpen that blade, and we're going to do the test, and we're going to see whether this works or not. I think it will. I'm pretty confident about it. I've got one more blade there that I want to fix up as well, so I might just get onto that now, and yeah, tomorrow I'll head up the block and get that done. But like I said, you'll see that next week. So until then, have a great weekend and a great week. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next week. Cheers.